Hello everyone, this is NISHANTH PM, Faculty for History and Culture at Reflections with Dr. Vivekananda. So, I think you must have all seen the Group 1 paper yesterday. So, we have been getting a lot of queries asking our feedback about the Group 1 paper and how was it in general, what to expect from such papers and what are the chances for qualification. What is the way forward for aspirants who are expecting to clear the prelims? So many doubts are being raised by many of you. So in that context, we thought we'll come forward with this video wherein we'll try to cover how the TSPSC has actually asked the prelims questions, what was the model in which these questions were asked, what was the standard in which these questions were asked, and how TSPSC prelims paper was almost, in fact, I would say a notch higher when compared to UPSC prelims. Many of the UPSC aspirants also felt that it was going to be a very big challenge to attempt all the 150 questions in 150 minutes. So in that context, we have the paper with us today. So I have gone through this paper and I must say the standard of paper is quite good to start with. So many of the questions were the common perception from almost all the aspirants who have given this exam, prelims exam yesterday, is that the question paper was lengthy and also the process of elimination was difficult. So a question becomes tough. In prelims jargon, a question becomes tough with two main aspects. One is the question having a lot of factual information or lot of data loaded in it. And second thing, when the options cannot be eliminated easily through certain ways and means. In many of the questions I could see, even after the candidate has eliminated one or two options, the other two options are very close to each other and require a lot of conceptual understanding. And some of the questions in areas like polity and governance were directly asked almost of UPSC standard, and those questions were also required a lot of conceptual understanding. For example, so on governance, there is one question about how the accountability can be increased. So in that question also, there are options which require a lot of conceptual understanding about the governance, its model, and how actually it is going to help the executive or the legislature to be accountable to the people. So you can see this question. I found it really good question. Which of the following are considered as the ways of preventing and redressing the abuse of power? The options are subjecting power to the threat of sanctions, obliging it to be exercised in a transparent way, forcing power to justify its acts, allowing media into decision or policy making meetings. And if you see, the options are quite close. So if you see, most of the aspirants will be knowing the option B, that is obliging it to be exercised in transparent ways. But then knowing option B will not help you people in this case, because option B is present in 3 of the options. So even if you eliminate one, you are still left with 75% probability. Hence, and the remaining 3 questions require very deep conceptual understanding of what it takes to reduce the abuse of power. And then there is one extreme statement, subjecting power to the threat of sanctions. So threat of sanctions or any extreme statement, generally it is eliminated. So even in that context, then if you can eliminate A and then include B, then you will be getting to the options of B, C, D. So this is the level of analysis required to solve a question in 1 minute. And I could see there are many questions of this standard which required a lot of factual understanding, conceptual understanding. On the whole, I would say, as many of the aspirants and many of the analysis have already come out, it's a tough paper, I would say, not even moderate, it's definitely a tough paper. And the common complaint across all the aspirants is that most of them could not even go through the 150 questions as they could not have sufficient time. In this context, what is our takeaway at Reflections with Dr. Vivekananda is that this is the standard which the TSPSC has set for itself. So this is the first Group 1 notification in the new state of Telangana for 500 odd posts, and this is the standard the TSPSC has declared that it is going to match or in fact try to surpass the standard of UPSC. Hence, the need of the hour for the aspirants, for the serious aspirants, is to start preparing for TSPSC or as a matter of fact APPSC also in the lines of UPSC. So if you are going by the hearsay or through the conventional way that I will by heart XYZ facts about Telangana or XYZ facts about Andhra and I'll go to the prelims, I'll try to clear the prelims somehow, that's not going to work out. And even though there is no negative marking in these 150 questions, still many people are getting around 75 to 80 marks. So just now we have come to know that there is no actual cutoff as such. So whichever zone you belong to, and based on that zone, for the number of posts available for the category in which you have applied, the TSPSC will be taking 1:50 ratio. Hence, the cutoff for general also may vary based on the zone they belong to. For example, a multi-zone 1 male general category may have X cutoff, while a multi-zone 2 male general category may have Y cutoff. So there will not be a standard cutoff for general category or OBC, SC, ST, women. So for each and every zone, for each and every category, there will be separate cutoffs, and please be aware of that. And all the serious aspirants who are scoring decently, so around 75 to 80, if you are getting 80, around 80 through various keys which are released by many of the institutes, start seriously preparing for the mains examination which is scheduled for February. Okay, and then also don't try to be hard on yourselves, because the final TSPSC key may vary significantly when compared to the key being given by some of the coaching institutes. We have seen such examples where prominent institutes at all India level also, they could not meet the UPSC key, and hence don't get carried away if you are getting good marks in this key or bad marks in these keys which are being released by some of the institutes. If you are a serious aspirant, start preparing for TSPSC mains and start focusing on what are the important aspects of mains. Now that TSPSC has given indication as to what the standard of mains also is going to be, it is going to be of UPSC standard. So don't take it lightly. Start preparing thoroughly, and you will have to put lot of effort even to go and attempt the TSPSC mains. And in that context, we are coming up with this module called T-PRAGATHI. It is a test series of all the important papers of the Telangana Group 1 mains examination. It is being handled by Dr. Mamatha, and some of us are also contributing to that examination schedule. So we all will be involved in that test series. So for more details, please watch that video of Dr. Mamatha. So we are coming up with a holistic test series, and the test series range and also the expectations and the pattern of this test series will be at UPSC level, which is how the TSPSC also is trying to evolve. So there will not be any discrete kind of approach for groups examination henceforth. That is what the TSPSC has made it clear. Your approach for UPSC and your approach for TSPSC will be almost aligned except for the Telangana part, because the toughness, the way of the questions being asked and the expectations set by this year prelims paper is very clear that it is not going to be a cakewalk. So all the serious aspirants, please gear up and start preparing for the TSPSC mains. Thank you. Wish you all the best.